Well, hello students, it's Mr. Dale here, and today we're going to be talking about how to use Microsoft Word and use it correctly. Today I'm going to be writing a story, and I'm going to be using some of the common functions that we need to use when we make a story. Well, I want my story to be 16 font, and it's already 16. If I wanted to make my story 18 font, I could use the up arrow and make it 18, or I could make it 20. But I want my story to be 16 font. So I'll use the down arrow to make my font smaller. There we go. It is now 16 font. So I'm going to put my title of my story at the top. A Day at the Park. Well, every title should be in the center of the page, and I can do that. I will select my title, and I'm going to use this button here that shows all of the lines in the center. Now my title is at the center of the page, and I think I would also like to make my title bold. So I'll click on the B button for bold, and I would also like to make it underlined. So I'll click on the U with the line to make my... Okay, there's my title. Now to bring my flashing cursor down, I'm going to use my return key. And now I have the cursor flashing, but it's still in the center. Well, I would actually like my story to be over here. Well, I can fix that by clicking the left button here. So I'm going to move my cursor to the left of the page for my story. I'll put by Dan Dale. Well, you might notice that by Dan Dale is also bold and also underlined, and I don't want that. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to turn off by clicking the button underline, and I'll turn off bold as well. Now I have text exactly the way I want it. I'll put my cursor here by pressing my arrow, and I'll use return again. And here's my story. It was a sunny day at the park. Remember, when we write a story, we continue our story until the very end of the page, and Microsoft Word will help us to bring our story down. So I will continue my story. I was with my little puppy, and we were playing. Do you notice I did not need to use return? Microsoft Word helped me to bring my sentence down here. Well, there's my story. I've got by Dan Dale. I would like to write the end. Let me use return key again, and I'm going to type in the end. Okay, there is my story. I have made the title center and bold. Now I kind of think it would be nice if my title was red letters. Well, to change the color of the letters, I need to click on this little arrow beside the A that has the line under it. I'm going to click on the arrow, and I see red down here. I can change the color of the title. What if I would like to add one more sentence? I'm going to use the mouse, and I'll click right here. And I will continue my story. It was so nice to play with my puppy. And now my story is finished. Let's remember how to save our story. The first thing I do when I want to save my story is I want to go up here to where it says File. And I click on File. I come down here and I click Save As. Options. But the very first thing I need to do is put my name, Dan Dale Story. If I put my name here, I can find my story easily when it comes time to find it. And I want to save my story to the desktop, so I click on the second box, and I come down here to my purple screen, and I click my purple screen. The last thing I need to do is click Save. And my story is saved to the desktop. So if I close, I can find my story on the desktop. It's right here. Dan Dale Story. All right, to open the story again, I simply double click on the story, click, and I can return and continue writing my story. So these are some common things that we will be doing in Microsoft Word this week. Thank you guys.